And here we go. Chill. All right. So the last segment was a disaster. Hopefully, this one will go better. Not a good start. I'm going to run an ad break before anybody tunes in. If you are watching and you're not registered as a viewer, I apologize in advance. I need water. All right. I want to make sure pre-roll ads are killed for the next 20 minutes. Ooh. I have to do this again. Come on. Chill. Calm yourself. I think I can still win here. I'm pretty sure I can still win here. I really wanted to play Hearthstone today, but I think I should probably try and finish this run through by the time I go to go on vacation. We're taking a trip up to New England. New England. To I think the one state in New England I have not yet been to, so quite fun. All right. I really want to be in first at the end of this lap. I should be. Okay. We're probably okay. That wasn't great, but... But, hey, it's 3 seconds. No. I'm tired of losing trace walking. Above the freezing fishing pond. That was close. All right. Turn it around. Okay. Nope. Not you. Yeah, of course. I hate this game. I hate this game. Ice flow swimming. Oh. Whoops. This is ice flow swimming. Doesn't matter too much. Probably a little suboptimal. That moon always gives me butt lava. Hoppity hop. Hippity hoppity, your fish is my property. Should I zoom in my camera? Nope. 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 Want to race, bro? Yeah, let's race, bro. That didn't work. I can't spin pound for my life. Nanumur. Kanavi. Kanavi. Yeah, I think so. Sure. Captain Toad. Oh God. I should be okay. It took a really long time to talk to Toad. Okay. Looking back on Flower Road. Okay. Looking back on the Flower Road. And Chill. Routing the flower road. Do these things launch if I'm far enough away? I never actually like bothered to. I don't think I ever bothered to check if you can just grab a cannon instead of doing the flower road. It'd definitely be faster. Chill. Popped out of the ice. Nope. Okay. Oh, I'm not cold. I'm going to run another ad break to kill pre-rolls. Apologies if anyone tunes in at the time. Chill. Oh my god. Jeez. I apologize for existing. Dang. That was close. I'm low on purples. I think I forgot to pick some up. I'll probably just pick the ones up here. Yeah, we'll just do these. I usually like to throw on the ice ones. On those guys on ice, I like to hit them with another cap just to double freeze them, but my my I slipped too far and I had to like go for it. Nice. Okay. What? Okay, whatever. Nah, it's not gonna work. Let's do the pleb strats, the normie strats. I need to go right. Yeah, just chill. Oh, no. Dude, I have so many Hearthstone VODs to cut. I think I have like 3 games I need to find. Maybe just 2. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I hope I have enough. Can you please? Thank you. Oh God. I just remembered what's coming. Oh dear. All right. Nice. Uh-oh. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It's the last damage I'll take. Yeah, let's freeze this first. Nope. You derp. Cool. I wanted to freeze it first in case I took damage while doing it. I wanted to take damage before I got the moon. Okay. All right. See how many we need. It's about 600 per rotation. Okay, so I need 3,800, which means that I will want to do it for about 6 or 7 of the Koopa's rotations. It's a good time to ask me questions. I should be at around 4,600. Do not stomp on the Koopa. $45.81. Okay. Sorry, my finger really itches. All right. Okay. It's going to be probably 7. So 5 more of these. 5 more of these should be fine. Should get me to about 7,900. Getting about 550 per rotation, I think. Okay. Oh, that was a good one. It's a nice juicy cycle. Might be able to do this in 3 more. Probably not. A 2000? Yeah, no, I'm gonna need 3.5 at least. On the pre-roll week, I'm gonna do another ad break. One more, and then I'm gonna check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 and change, which means I want about 3 or 4. Let's just do 4 to be safe. Cool. Nice. Huh. It's a nice little workout. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Silly person. I'm a silly person. Oh my god. Cool. Nice. Class S, let's go. Oh my god. We're probably okay. It's not like this race is harder than the other ones. Oh wait. Looks like I'm okay. Alright, I just need to not get cute there. I should be fine. Oh, okay. Okay, no, it's fine. I've never had to restart a race before. But restart this race at least, but fine. It's gonna happen. Sometimes this game is too punishing, it's fine. Hey, Linguistar, thank you. Thank you very much. I am very glad that people appreciated it. I'm steering as far clear of the Reddit post as I can. No, go this way. Yeah, it's a topic I really hate talking about because once that video came out, I'd been intending on making like either content or talking to Destiny about it, like in during viewer call-ins, but that was bad. Because it's one of my, like, it's a really difficult topic for me to think or talk about, and I'm just glad I put it out there, and I'm also glad that the reception seems to be mostly positive. And that there's not as much backlash as I was afraid there might be. Oh my god. Wait. Did I? Oh, it opened. I don't know how it opened, but I guess I accidentally opened it. It's like, why is that door already open? Interesting. Curious. Oh my god, chill. What a save. What a save. I could send that to Glad Jonas. Now that I'm running with a timer, I can probably start submitting to Glad Jonas again. That was close. All right. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the feedback. I appreciate it even more that it's positive. And we're doing pleb strats here. Chill. Okay. Now time for my least favorite kingdom in the game. I really hate wooded. I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's just too much. There's just too much stuff in it. And like not in the good way. Like there are worlds with too much stuff in a really cool way. Wood is just not one. Your point on cultural appropriation seemed to be largely centered around media. Kind of. Media is the easiest example of representation, but representation is in day-to-day interactions as well. So, like, even though it's not strictly media, it's still the nut that grew on the tall fence. Wait, what? Not the ground tall, right? That even though it's not strictly media, when you wear something to a party, there is representation entailed there, right? Whether you intend it or not, you're representing a culture. And the effects of let's say that I wear a sombrero to a party, the effects of what happens when people who don't necessarily interact with actual Mexican people interact with me wearing a sombrero, it has effects on their perception of the people who wear the clothes that I'm wearing at that moment. Purple behind the tree to the left. Okay. So in that sense, media is kind of an extreme example, but it's not the limitation of it, right? Media is the most salient example, which is why I threw that Apu pick in there. So yeah, it is media representation, and that's the most salient manifestation of it. But it can also be representation outside of media, right, in larger society. Please get this first try. That was not first try. That's fine. Hey there, Captain Toad. But yeah, I think that's the gist of what of the point I was really looking to make. This gauntlet, I don't think I've never gotten this perfect. I always struggle with this. It's really difficult, to be honest. So you have to land this glide on here, leave room to break the box without losing the glide down. And then you have to take the glide on over to the nut over on the tall fence, and then you have to try and keep the glide on here. I did it. I've never done it before. Oh man, skills and speedrunning. I usually have to warp back up to observation deck. All right. Cool. Oh my God. I can't believe I did it. Amazing. You're excited. You never played the game. It's a good game. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun to play casually. Though I guess that's probably true of most games that one might speedrun. But I personally enjoy Mario 64 a lot more for speedrunning. Just the Explorer outfit, yeah. Nice. Gonna go jamming in the Wooded Kingdom rather. Okay, up in the clouds, tap up 8 times. Easy. Now we're gonna go start notes. Noise. Okay, cool. I'm all right. Swart. Oh. My eye itches. Long jump to fall near tree. Alright, I'm going to try long jumping this way because the other way didn't work. Don't you think that if we approach culture this way, we limit the potential of that exchange even if one-sided has? I'll give another example. Okay, go for it. What highly inappropriate music? Where's the dino? Here? Here we go. That's fine. I just want you up here. You see me? You see me? There we go. Hello? Hi. Right back here. Come on. Speed up. Speed up. Knock your head. You see me? Come on. There we go. I almost got it. Capture Dino, Hard Rock by the Deep Woods. I hate that he comes out on the left. White folks decide to wear dreads and that can be considered appropriation. They're not aware of the concept. What you describe might be happening. Uh-huh. To be clear, I'm not sure where I land on white guys in dreadlocks. And I don't necessarily think it's my place to say. Especially if they're also engaging in negative, otherwise stereotypical behavior. Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with Destiny that the primary avenue to addressing this is more media representation for the culture from which, you know, the culture that is being either exchanged or appropriated. That is the primary absolute that is the absolute priority. Which I think if you do that, you're organically going to have like what is considered appropriation tending toward exchange. I think that naturally that's going to happen. Don't need you. Oh, wait, I have to get the seed. The seed is strong. Okay, nice. Okay. I need you to go over here. Okay, that's fine. That'll work. Oh, no, it won't. Oh my god. I can't believe this is happening. Does it not also further the integration and mixture of cultures, make dreads less of a culture-specific item? Yeah, it definitely does. But there's the problem is that saying that that's the only saying that should be the only goal is a little bit of a utilitarian argument, because that's going to make it better for future generations. I have no doubt that like Beyonce wearing a sari is going to normalize Indian culture for the people who come after me, but the hold on one sec. But we should be cognizant and we should be cognizant and intentional about creating space for the people who have already been damaged by that cultural disconnect, right? The cultural segregation, for lack of a better term. Well, there's plenty of better terms. The cultural disconnect, right? Like, to kind of say screw my experiences and trauma, in a sense. Deep Woods Treasure Map. Okay, so past the peculiar pipes. Yeah, ultimately cultural appropriation, I don't know, it's difficult, but in a lot of senses it can lead to, in most senses, it should generally lead to a long-term integration of the culture, which is fine. But that integration has to happen through white people, and it has to happen through white people forcefully wearing dreadlocks in, hold on. I need the plant. I need plant. Give me the plant. Where the plant? I'm so lost. I guess that's the point. That's the general idea. All right, so there's the pipe. I think that's where the... Is this it? No. Okay, that's the pool. So I need to go further left. Here, there you are. Yeah, I'm not contesting that over time cultures become less racist and more open to each other. It's more the method by which we do it matters, and making it as inclusive to the people who are actively who like, specifically in my case, like millennials, like ethnic millennials and second generation immigrants who were the first generation born here in America suffered a lot of damage because our cultures were not integrated when we grew up here. And the spaces, wait. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna, okay. I was supposed to be counting here. Nope. Don't care about you. I don't give a honk about you. Yeah, when we're talking about cultural integration, we should make an effort to integrate those who grew up in a society that wasn't accepting toward us and give us space within the one that is. That makes sense. Is it possible that your trauma was not caused primarily by the appropriation, but because the dudes were just racist? Yeah, but cultural appropriation is the participation in our culture without the inclusion of us. The participation itself is a facet of that exclusion. Hold on. This is kind of a weird analogy. Imagine you have a really close friend in high school or college, let's say. Let's make everyone an adult here. Treasure made of coins, exit deep woods. Cool. Let's say you have a best friend, right? And you tell your best friend that you have a crush on a person and that you want to ask this person out. And what your best friend does is basically mock you for liking this person, saying like, oh, they're not even that attractive, like there's something wrong with your taste, and basically deride you and make you feel kind of crappy for liking this person to the point where you're just turned off of like wanting to date that person. And then you kind of just let it go. Sorry, one sec. So yeah, you associate so much derision and mockery with the fact that you ever liked this person to begin with that you decide, you know what, I'm just going to stay away just to make my life easier. And then you turn around and you find out, oh, your friend just turned around and started dating this person instead. We're going here. Back way up the mountain. Oh, okay, that was not good. We'll do a backup here. Just gonna do this full. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that anyway. I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, you can say that the initial trauma was the person deriding you for liking the girl, right? And wanting to ask her out. But when they turned around and it turned out like everything they were saying about the girl, they were just lying to get you to kind of piss off. That's also a part of the cruelty. Oh, that was really dumb of me. So to bridge the imperfections of the analogy, like that you started participating in my culture after you had systematically excluded me from it, and you're not making an effort to and you're not making any kind of effort to re-include me in it, is a serious problem. Because it demonstrates to me an individual and a generation of people trying to actualize ourselves in a social environment that devalued us systematically, that you don't actually, like, you think our culture is really cool, but you don't actually care about the people in it. Which is no bueno. I think that was a decent analogy for it, specifically for the point I'm trying to illustrate. If you take it too far, it's implying that I'm entitled to a threesome, but that's not what I'm trying to say. The participation in my culture at my deliberate exclusion is a part of the trauma, for sure. It's not the only part, it's not the initial part, and it may not be the biggest part, but it is a part of it. And it's not unreasonable to ask for that inclusion. And it's not unreasonable to expect it. And it's that part that constitutes cultural appropriation versus exchange. The deliberate, if not intentional, and there is a distinction between deliberate and intentional, and the deliberate, if not intentional, exclusion of the individuals of that culture from the cultural mixage. And just because the long-term effects of that appropriation may be positive doesn't mean that we should just completely discount the negative effects. It's like there was a really, in my opinion, there was a really bad faith response to the Reddit post when I posted my video on Reddit, which was that they said allegedly that diaspora are excluded by cultural appropriation, but it doesn't take into account people, the artists and tradespeople who are included in the process of, who are monetized and included in the process of like buying saris from a sari vendor. And it's just like, first off, the use of allegedly to just frame your point as favorably as possible towards you and frame my point as disfavorably and uncharitably as possible was kind of scummy. But secondarily, the implication that there's no way to do that without being more inclusive toward the diaspora is also really stupid, in my opinion. I just think it's really, really, really stupid. To imply that there's no way to monetize sari vendors without there's no way to monetize the parent culture without excluding the diaspora culture. If anything, I'm calling for an even more organic, not under the observation deck, okay. Between individual, which are probably to be done separately? No, they can be done together. I swear to God, they can be done together. All you've got to do is include us more in the process. That's it. That is the only real critique, substantive critique that comes out of cultural appropriation. Is that it can all be done together. You just have to make a deliberate point to include people in the process. And Destiny, like himself, said that in itself was a very, very sound argument. And I'm pretty sure that's a central focus of the critique of cultural appropriation. The problem is that it gets put into a larger, broader critique of white imperialism, which is valid, but maybe the granular aspects of why cultural appropriation is a function of imperialism gets lost in that macro argument. How would they include black folk? by intentionally and deliberately shouting out, say by going to black barbers to get those dreads. They kind of represent the group. And being vocal about it, right? Being vocal and understanding that you're participating in someone else's culture and shouting out the people who facilitated that. So when you go to a sari vendor, it's not enough to monetize them. Shout them out. Post it on your Facebook page. Shout out to, Rajkumar Rishi or whatever. Flower Road Reach. Here it is. Rajkumar Rishi is not a sari vendor that I know of. Just two random Indian names I stuck together. But it's really not that hard. It's really not that difficult to bridge the gap between cultural exchange and appropriation, or rather to make something a clear exchange versus just you seeing someone's culture as trendy and participating in it at their, if not individually, systemically deliberate exclusion. Yeah, just shout out the person who made you look like that. Make sure that it's someone from that culture making you look like that so that you know that you're not engaging in a stereotype, but rather are truly participating in that culture. And don't do it as a Halloween costume. If you're going to do it, take it seriously. At least when you're initiating. There is a person in so my family is from the south of India, from a state called Tamil Nadu. And we have our own language, we have our own culture, we have our own movie industry. They're all very beautiful, they're all very problematic. It's its own host, right? And there are people in the online Tamil circles that I inhabit who are just straight up white Americans. And they're immersed in my culture. Immersed. They're obsessed with it. They love Tamil movies. They've been learning Tamil for 2 years or something. And it's cool. It's cool to see. And they go about it in a really healthy way where they're I don't know how healthy an attachment to culture is in most senses anyway. But I'm not gonna disproportionately make that critique of a white person than I am of somebody who's overly attached to Tamil culture who looks like me. Oh, first try, idiot. Nice. But they go about it in a healthy way in that, they want to learn about my culture, so they talk to people like me. Not me specifically. I don't know this person, but she does kind of stick out in those groups. When everyone's name is Sri Radha and Sudha Bhaskar and oh shoot, I'm dumb. Someone named Hermione Westerton kind of sticks out. Not her real name. But when she likes wearing saris, she likes dressing her kids up in saris. She has a lot of friends from the south of India, and she gets them to teach her about the culture. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. And it makes me uncomfortable, by the way. It definitely makes me uncomfortable. to have, because there's a lot of weird stuff there that it's like, this person does represent, because of my own biases, this person does represent like a culture that has been excluding me, but like, I'm able to get past that because I recognize her as part of the solution. This is somebody who celebrates my culture and goes about engaging in a very inclusive manner. So I understand that like my discomfort with this person is not the same as my discomfort with someone who doesn't engage with my culture in the same manner. And you will always see me orient my critiques as such. That there is way more that makes me uncomfortable than I may necessarily let on. But I'm not going to criticize something just because I'm uncomfortable with it. That I do take the time to figure out which of my discomforts are rationally justified and which of my discomforts, rationally and empirically justified, and which of my discomforts just come from my own bias against white people for all of the trauma I've been through with them, right? And not just white people, non-Indian people, because a lot of the racism I've experienced has come from other people of color. Okay. Noise. Thank you. That's really difficult to do. It's really, really, really difficult to do. And I understand the criticism of like, you can't just call something wrong because you're uncomfortable with it. And it's not incorrect, but at the same time, like, it's very difficult to hear that critique. It's easy for me to hear that critique because I have learned to put in the labor. And it's very hard to do. But for someone who isn't quite there, it's not helpful to hear it from somebody who's never actually dealt with like serious otherizing and a cultural dysphoria that comes from being really into something that is ingrained in your heritage that was just en masse demeaned by the world. Gaming culture comes close. It does come pretty close to being like a social identity thing that is heavily stigmatized, but it's not a social identity ultimately. It's a little bit more removed from the it's a little bit less removed from the element of choice than a social cultural identity. Because at least gaming was never really a vessel toward. Gaming has never for our generation really been a vessel towards social until like adulthood. It's never been a flooding pipeway. Where am I going? In the storeroom below. Okay. Right here. Gaming was never a social vessel for us as kids. It was more of an escape from our lack of a social vessel, which in itself is something, right? And I think Dr. K hits on a lot of this stuff really in a really cool way. But when it comes to culture is not just a social vessel. It's considered to be an indispensable one. Wait, the nut in the robots. I'm going flooding pipeway first. Okay. I'm mixing up my movements. Hold on. Okay. Okay, chill. All right, there's no thing here. And this is something that, like, I have a lot of empathy for people who fall for right-wing populism. I'm so dumb. I have a lot of I can have a lot of empathy for people who fall for right-wing populism. It's hard to have anger that you know is justified in some sense, but have the presence of mind to figure out what parts of it are justified and what parts of it are not. That's really difficult to do. And it takes an immense amount of emotional energy to do properly. And yeah, that's something that I'm not sure if you can understand until you've been in that situation where there's really, really something that deeply affects you. And making an honest assessment about what is justified and what is not. When it's crystal clear that something is justified, but it's like contingent to do labor, or it's not contingent. It's there's a specific word I'm looking for. Abundant? No, it's critical, I guess we'll just say, to do a lot of labor to figure out, to really rationalize and justify what can be justified and to discard what cannot. That's really, really, really tough. Paramount was one of the words I was considering. It's not quite the one I was looking for. Abundant is the one that comes to mind, but I know it's not abundant. God, I hate not being able to think of words. But it also shows a little growth that I'm not still obsessing over it. I think I'm able to move on. Usually I can't. Paramount. I mean, Paramount works, but it's not the word I was trying to think of. Apparent. Nope, it's not coming to me. And I forgot to warp. I needed to warp. Station 8. Okay. Focus time. Oh, God. I always hit that invisible wall, dude. Essential. I could say essential. None of these are the primary word. Oh, God. I'm absolutely butchering this cycle. Paramount works. I'm not going to get too much in a tizzy about it. No. Please. Please. Stop. Thank you. Thank you. You might be able to move one. As a linguist, this is personal. This is personal, crucial, and unclear, vital, evident. Evident sounds good, but it's not what I'm looking for. Vital works, essential, integral, conducive, imperative, desirable. Conducive is good. I like conducive. I'm thinking of instrumental, but I'm pretty sure at this point, I'm pretty sure it's a word that I don't typically use. All right. Is it a low bird or a high bird? It's a hybrid, so I want to wait here. It's going to come down, I think. Or not. Oh, no, I need to be over there. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so done. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I'm just gonna go do my regular thing. Indispensable, commensurate, fundamental. Damn it. Dependent, attributable. Who knows? It's one of those weird words like acuitous. I don't even know if acuitous is a word, but as contingent as it is, it may have been contingent and I just like suck, but I don't think it was contingent. Oh my God, I'm so bad. You need that uproot for what is a really cool skip, but sadly, 'twas not to be. To be or not to be? Not to be. Oh, yes, I got it. First try. First try, idiot. Not a native speaker. I give up, but I know that I will not sleep well tonight because I don't know what word you thought of. It's possible I wasn't thinking of a real word. It really is. I've been doing so much of my work in my mother tongue that like it's possible that my English has just gotten a little bit worse. English is my first language. It's just not my mother tongue, obviously. Am I gonna die here? That would be hilarious. There we go. That's one. Yeah, we'll pick that up in a slightly humiliating turn of events. Looks like I'm okay. Yeah, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. 1, 2 oatmeal. I see. Thanks, Waluigi Hacker. Thank you for that input. Above, not in the red maze. Moon shrouds in the forest. Bird traveling in the forest. I got everything right. Yes, I did. All right. I'm at an uproot, cracknut, crumbling tower, tower skip, and station 8. I will lose sleep over it. It was probably contingent. It was probably contingent, and I kind of realized in my own manner that oh, chill. That it wasn't quite the right word. Where am I going now? Capture, taking notes, stretching. Right. Okay, fine. It's been so long since I did this part of the run, because I've been like resetting at the start of the playthroughs. It could have been abundant. I could have wanted to say abundant, which it makes sense that I glossed over it because meaning-wise it was wrong, but like aesthetically, that's the word I was looking for. That's probably what happened. I was thinking of abundant and kind of just abandoned it. A little play on words there. What you've said about the perception of affected people versus unaffected people Yeah. Yeah, and the hope is that everyone in the future will be unaffected. Hot from the campfire. All right. Looks like I got everything. Doing well on coins. And in this particular issue, right, like the people being monetized by, they're getting some economic relief, which is good, right? They should be monetized. I think that I don't think there's a zero sum game here. I think that we can do exactly what we're doing in a much healthier way for people like me. And also, generally speaking, the nut round the corner, high up in the cave. Oh, right, over here. And generally speaking, the next step from cultural appropriation almost always just pretty quickly, probably within 5-10 years, evolves pretty quickly, at least for privileged identities like mine, tends to evolve into cultural inclusion, where slowly but surely we tend to take the forefront. That said, like, that's my experience. I don't know about other cultures. I think that there can probably be a lot more space in art that borrows from Black culture for Black artists. If someone not affected by any form of marginalization is not only made aware of something like racism, but is called out in some form, is very likely to be defensive at first and understanding that. Yeah, totally. And I think Sam Cedar was talking about this a couple weeks ago with the whole Jacob Fry thing, where Jacob Fry said, I don't support the police abolition movement. And he said something where, you know, everyone was talking about, like, we should primary Jacob Fry. And generally I agree, and probably so does Sam Cedar. But he also said, like, he said, I'm very comfortable with everyone's role in what happened. That just because someone does something you don't like doesn't mean it's a problem that it happened, and it doesn't mean that something is going wrong in the process. But the criticism itself is a part of that process, right? And my problem is that people who argue against critiques of cultural appropriation seem to be criticizing the criticism as part of the process, which just seems weird. I think we should just accept that, like, yeah, you're not going to get everything right. You're going to get criticized for it. And it's okay for people who recognize that there's a flaw in the system, or not a flaw, but that we're at a part of the process of imperfection. And just because that's how the process pans out doesn't mean you should criticize people for pushing it in that direction. And I understand, while criticizing cultural appropriation, I understand 110% that this is a natural part of the process and that eventually things should wind up turning out okay. At least for my people, right? And that I have to, and part of the process and optimizing that process is for me to be as vigorous in my defense of other cultures that are maybe less privileged than mine. I think that Destiny sees critiques of cultural appropriation as criticisms of cultural exchange, which I absolutely don't think is the case. And I do get that there are people who think that all cultural exchange is cultural appropriation. But I think what those people generally are looking for, much like the concept of safe spaces, is a space in which they can be actualized in their art and in their culture. And I think that, you know, my prescriptions do a pretty perfectly fine job of creating that space and solving what I think are the flaws in the arguments that said people might make. Ooh, that was close. 75 out of 76. Nice. Smart. All right, let's do sand. We'll do sand. So the problem is that, like, I have to respond to Destiny because the side effect of him criticizing what he thinks is a flaw in the corrective process is that I feel like he's making it sound like the critique itself should not happen. Or rather that the critique itself is without merit, because I think he misunderstands the core intent of the critique. And I think the reason that he's criticizing is that he thinks that we're trying to stop cultural exchange, which I'm sure there are people trying to do. My goal is to reorient the conversation so that we don't get bogged down in the stupid arguments, and instead we like really focus in and start getting specific about start getting specific and granular about what the goal here is, and what the goal of our critiques should be, and why it's okay to refer to it as cultural appropriation, and that it is something that is distinct from other forms of racism. Wait. Where the heck? Oh, there you are. I hope I've been reading out all of the chats I've been responding to, because I realized that that's a serious, like, that's a mistake I've been making, is that, like, when I do politics real talks, I'll respond to chat without actually, Testing ruins, enter the moon pipe. God, I hope I get this first try. Oh my God. I can't believe I... All right, I'm going to run a 60-second ad break to kill pre-rolls since I don't have any viewers. I'm sorry if I do have viewers and I just didn't see them. Yeah, it's a fine... Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were there. My dashboard said I didn't have viewers, and... Hey, sorry, Linguistar. I didn't realize that you were still here. Because my dashboard said that I didn't have any viewers, and and when I don't have viewers, I like to run an ad break to kill pre-rolls. All right. It's a fine line to not only It's a fine line to not only build a personal opinion, but also trying to accentuate that against other, oftentimes very similar but different ones, maybe like yours versus the Lady Destiny response to. Yeah, I don't know how much... Hold on, sorry. I really don't know how much Destiny disagrees with the person he was responding to. It seemed like all of the criticisms he had to make about cultural appropriation were based on preconceptions he had about the conversation. I haven't watched the original video he was responding to, but nothing that he responded to in that video he seemed to disagree with, and nothing in that video that I really disagreed with either. So I'm not sure. Wait, why am I here? Papu, where are you, dog? See, I just spoke in my mother tongue for no reason. That's not something I ever used to do as a kid. I've started thinking in my native language, and it's really, really weird. I have immersed in it, but for lyrics and writing purposes. Chill. On an individual perspective, like, the advice that I have is, like, if you feel rejected in your culture, like, dive even deeper into it. I think that's really cool. And I'm really screwing this up. And then all of this is also debated on the pretty international internet, whether North American will have a vastly different experience. Oh my God, I'm so far away. Looking through the stars, a million miles away. Different experience than, for example, Europeans. I do agree that the experience will be different. I think that Europeans, as someone who grew up in Western Europe, I think Europeans give themselves way too much credit in terms of how quote unquote unracist they are. I think it's very easy for Scandinavians to think they're not racist, and then the moment they're faced with some level of multiculturalism that doesn't exist in Sweden or Norway, for them to like go full red pill, like full golden one, and not even realize it because they've spent their entire lives thinking, oh, I'm not racist because I'm not racist because I've never had opportunities to be racist. So I've never interfaced with the prejudice side of me. Which I think is I think it's important to be pretty self-aware that just because you've never actively been racist doesn't mean that you don't necessarily have the propensity to, and that maybe you're just kind of more. That would be something that I would consider. I think that would be something that I consider moral luck, not in the way that Rem uses it, but in the way that it's discussed in philosophy. Is that actually, I'm not sure if that's moral luck. Maybe I'm using it in a different way. It's a form of moral luck, in my opinion. That you've never gotten the opportunity to exercise an immoral facet of your personality, or a morally inconsistent facet of your personality. From A Crate in the Ruins. Which is different from moral luck. Moral luck is where you perform an immoral action, but the outcome is, but the outcome does not wind up being what it could have been due to the incidence of chance. I think that the example that I learned about moral luck is where you go drunk driving, but you don't wind up hitting anyone. Into the Flowing Sands, Alcove in the Ruins. Okay, I really need to stop doing this. No, I mean, it's fine. I'm playing worse because my focus is on something else, but I enjoy my stream, and I think my stream is better like this, so I don't mind the slightly reduced focus. God, my eye is itching. Yeah, moral luck is where you perform an immoral action, but there's no harmful outcomes due to chance. Basically, where you perform an action that is morally reckless, but the outcome doesn't punish society in that sense. I think that's the strict definition of moral luck. But in a sense, like a lot of people from like monocultural extremely homogenous social democratic societies are definitely morally lucky because they probably operate in a morally reckless way, and that like they probably do have unaddressed biases that they've never had to address because they've never been in a position where it has hurt someone. But if they're faced in such a position, things may not turn out the best because they never had the opportunity to address their issues. So I guess you could call that moral luck. Yeah, you know what? I'll stick with it. I'm gonna stick with that take. Europeans are morally lucky. That a lot of Europeans. Are you advocating for an ethno-state right now? A lot of people do. This is a very real. It's a very real thing that people do, where they say because European social democracies work and they're monocultural, that it's an argument that everything should be monocultural, right? And it takes nuance and understanding that like that doesn't work out so well for the people outside of the ethno-state, right? And part of the reason that European social democracies work is that they're not homogenous. They're not homogenous by full-on intent. No, I know you're joking, but it is actually it's an important topic to talk about seriously. Totally okay to intro it ironically, just fun and interesting and important, I think. Alcove in the ruins, crate in the ruins. I think I got everything. A really important facet of European social democracies is that they're not homogenous by choice. Some other countries are, right? Singapore is homogenous by choice, but Singapore is not homogenous. It's homogenous in some ways, in that they do very, very strictly control everything that happens in it, but it's not ethnically homogenous. It functions because of it has a functional authoritarianism. It bears noting that authoritarianism doesn't work out quite as well for people who look like me from Singapore a lot of the time. That Tamil Singaporeans are very often discriminated against systemically. So the US faces like a really difficult issue, which is it is a cultural melting pot. And Canada faces the same stuff, right? And Canada does not have clean hands in this. Canada has a lot of unaddressed issues with racism that went unexplored and unseen because they were next to like the worst case scenario in America. It's hard to get in a tizzy about hiring discrimination while police killings are happening across the border. Or it's easy not to, rather. And most people are most comfortable not worrying about things that are wrong and just enjoying things that are right when they're not the ones being affected. All right. Oh, you know what's a pity? I'm not going to get to do Metro. I hate stopping at Metro. Metro's my favorite level. All right. Can I do this without dying? I sure would love to. All right. Cool. Not bad. My nose itches. It's really dry out right now. Ouch. All right. See if I can get this. Yes! No, I went the wrong way. I always go the wrong way here. Right. Bowser Kingdom art. Sand Kingdom timer challenge. All right, I have to take this really slow. If I die here, it's a lot of time. Chill. That works. That actually works really well. I don't have to risk my butt. Stop. Cool. I played that pretty well. Nice. Chill. Moon shards in the sand. Go to the seed on the ledge across the south chasm. Carry the seed toward Tostarina town. Top of a dune. Okay. Uppity up. Chill. Rumble on the sandy floor is up here. Overlooking Desert Town. Now that I think about it, the European example is probably a lot more nuanced than many of them think. Give me one sec. Purple's behind the hint art sign. Over here. Purple's under jamming toad. Set off the dog. On the shop roof, jamming in the Sand Kingdom. Nevertheless, the distinct differences between the nations and continents relative to one another certainly don't help the clarity of online discourse. Yeah, for sure. It's really difficult to have a conversation about tribalism when it manifests in such micro different ways, for lack of a better word. Or I can't think of a better word right now. I'm sure there is one. Purple's on the fountain. For example, like cultural appropriation is a serious problem for my community. I mentioned this in the video, right? It's a big problem for my community because my community doesn't have bigger problems. That's very much worth stating and stipulating. Hi there. Come on, boy. Good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Okay. Moonpipe by the Odyssey. Jump on the transparent lift. Alright, can we get this first try? I was never worried. Oh my god, I'm dead. Right here. Right here. This is the one. Easy. Easy. It's always further than I think it is. I'm always afraid that I've overshot it, but I've never overshot it. I don't think I've ever overshot it. Yeah, it's important to understand that like solutions that work for you don't necessarily work for others, and but at the same time, considering it's always worth consideration that like just because it didn't work for you, like you see that it's worked somewhere else. Maybe the problem isn't the nature of the solution, but the application, right? That's something that's really, really, that's a huge problem in India right now. Generally speaking, affirmative action has been a pretty successful program. I don't think it's definitely not adequate, but it has done a pretty good job at making a dent in racial economic disparity. It hasn't done that in India. In India, it's like, it's only made, in a lot of ways, it's made caste issues not worse, but also kind of worse. I'm not sure. Like, everything I've seen about it is pretty bad. But also all of the critiques I've seen of it have been from like extremely privileged caste people, which is not to say that it's perfect. It's definitely not, and it's not working. But I'm very wary about the possibility that the critiques of caste reservations are not being made from a properly rationalized perspective. That people's problems with caste reservations are that they discriminate too much against Brahmins, and it's possible that they do, but like the primary issue should be that it's not fixing caste economic disparity, which it isn't. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get this now. And it's a really difficult conversation to have because racism in India is a very, very, specifically casteism, but casteism is just, it's just a geographically catered word for racism. That's the truth. That they're both essentially social constructs that are built around observable and non-observable traits. So ultimately, I think casteism and racism tend to manifest as pretty much the same thing. So like, you've got India's version of the affirmative action program, but it's just not working. And the problem is that people take a program that doesn't work and take it as a sign that the program shouldn't exist, rather than that the program should be implemented differently. I need to be more patient about that. But there's also the possibility that the program is just not right for the issues that are being faced. Come on. For Christ's sake. And the other possibility, and this is the really scary one to me as an Indian, is that like my family comes from a culture and a country that is messed itself up in such a way that it's like essentially a failed society. Now that's really scary. Because I look at America and I see a viable path. I see a viable path to recovery. Definitely. I don't think it's a uniquely American trait. Like, I think that European countries like the UK, I do see it as a trait largely associated with Western liberalism, but I don't like the word Western, but especially because like the horrible fallen state that India is in and that the South Asian subcontinent is in is largely the fault of British imperialism. So I definitely don't want to paint the colonizers as somehow greater or more enlightened beings. But it's a really messed up situation. I think there's a possibility that the USA survives and becomes like some form of a viable society. Equilibrious society, if that's a word. A society in equilibrium. I think that's a possibility. I think it's a distinct possibility. And I look at India, it's not that it's not, I don't know. I just don't see anything. I don't see anything that gives me hope. Which is not to say I feel like it's doomed. It's just, I don't feel the same hope that I get when I look at, primary outcomes and, when I see Charles Booker come really, really, really close to beating Amy McGrath, despite her outspending him like 11-1. That there's a path forward for us. aside from Kerala, which apparently, you know, is, from what I can tell, Kerala is the only successful non-authoritarian communist state in the world, or non-dictatorship communist state, democratic communist state, or I don't know if that's even a correct term, but wait, I went the wrong way. We'll do this later. Island in the poison swamp. Swamp womp. And I need to... Dang it. Lost the Jaxie a bit too early. Eastern Pillar is next. Kerala is really interesting. Really, really, really interesting. Oh, wait, hold on. That was close. Please. Nice. I need to lose way less water on the... What is happening, dude? Just go... The dead time after bonks is the really tilting part. Cool. Speaking of which, I gotta go. See you later. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. It's been nice having you. Round tower? Round tower. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Linguistar. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed this stream. Thank you for the conversation. Bravery. Courage. Oh, it's 310. Dang. I don't think I have time to finish sand. I still have quite a bit left to go, I think. Ooh, it's like 15 more stars. Whoa, whoops. That's not too far. Wooded Kingdom Art. Very nice. Among the 5 cactuses. Okay. 310. All right. I mean, I have to eat. I really don't like ending stream mid mid kingdom. What? I'm not going to be able to do my usual roundup at the end. Probably better to do it in Sand 3 anyway, so that I can talk to if I need to. Hello. Bah. Bah. Right in there. Doo-ga-doon-doo-doon. Doo-ga-doon-doo-doon. Bah. All right, I am going to run another ad break whilst I have no viewers. Apologies if you are a viewer and you're watching me. I don't think you are though, because my dashboard says you're not. Hello. Nice. Herding sheep in the dunes. Right here. Okay, let's get this down as well. Fall into the hole. Go into the hole. Okay, you have gone into the hole. Now turn to the right. When you turn to the right, there is going to be a very, very bright zombie, very bright mummy. You're going to kill that mummy and open the moon. And then you will go and you will catch the moon. Go and catch the moon. Once you catch the moon, you turn to the right. Don't look at the coin coffer. It's pretty poorly hidden. The stealth technology needs to be improved. But you don't want that coin coffer. It's not time efficient. So instead, you are going to go over here and you are going to pick up this little guy here. This little guy. Grab the moon. Okay, you have grabbed the moon. Now, once you have grabbed the moon, you go over here and you do a little jumpity jumpy jump. You go here and, oh, you actually do a little jump onto the platform. You're going to jump onto another platform over here. That's going to bail you out of this jump that you did very, very carelessly. You probably shouldn't have been so careless. But then you are going to go over here and you're going to pick up these coins. Now, speedrunners don't pick up the coins, but speedrunners are better than you are, so you're going to pick up the coins. Now go up to the round tower. From the round tower, you enter the quicksand hole. Now, the quicksand hole is over here right behind you. Go into the quicksand hole. Try not to fall into the quicksand itself. It will slow you down. And now you're going to do a little triple jump here. No, you're going to abandon it because you're actually not consistent enough to get it correctly. You thought you were, but you're not. You can go over here though. That was a little risky of you because you know how the physics of... Oh, that was also a little risky of you, but I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle. I think it's probably more efficient to get the moon right now. So you're going to get the moon and then you're going to go get the coin so that you don't have to climb up these pillars over and over again. Seems like a good idea. That was a little risky, but it looks like it turned out okay. Now you stop here. And you're just going to roll all the way to the finish. That's okay. Now you're going to come up on top of the Jaxi ruins. You're going to pick up the Jaxi. You're going to go into the Jaxi ruins. Just like this. And then you're going to go off the pillar. Turn around and go straight in. Go straight into the Jaxi ruins. Don't even look around. Don't look back. Don't look back. Don't ever look back. It's speed running, not speed walking backward. Hop on the Jaxi in the ruins. You're going to go to the right. It's a little bit shorter to go to the left, but you want the purple coins on the right. It's worth your time to pick them up. And you're going to run around. You're going to pick up this little note star because you need the note's moon. And you're going to do a hard 180. 180 referring to the trigonometry of 180 degrees. That you do when you are facing in one direction and then you face the opposite. It's called a 180. Throw out your cap to make sure that you land back on the Jaxi. You're not going to land back on the Jaxi, but it was worth a try anyway. And now you're just going to go right over the arch to pick up these purple coins. It also happens to be shorter. And you're going to go ahead and go over to the finish. From the finish, you're not actually going to go into this part. You're actually going to warp over to the sand pillar. From the sand pillar, you're going to want to pick up another seed. Probably should have... I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. I probably should have messed around with my computer while I was warping during the cutscene. But hey, hindsight's 10/20. For me, at least. I'm gonna need you to chill. Nice. Hat and seek in the sand. Hello. Here you are. My friend. Look at you, my friend. I got you. Wear the sombrero, wear the poncho. I'm going to wear both of the costumes, but we're not going to buy the 25 souvenir. We're going to buy the cowboy hat and cowboy suit because you need it for Lake Kingdom. I meant to change into that. Oh man, that is embarrassing. Now you're going to buy everything but for the 25 souvenir. And the reason you're going to do that is that you don't actually have any purple coins left. So in order to get that souvenir, you'd have to steal it, in which case you would go to jail. I do like the suit. I like the way that you are dressed, but not quite going to cut it for the outfit room you're trying to get into. Hello. Give me that power moon, please. Thank you very much. Alright, bastards. We're going to the outfit room. Outfit room's gonna be right over there. Right over here. Come on. Talk to him. Go inside. Nope. It's really apt that this is the episode of Learning Speedrun Routes where we talked about cultural appropriation. Just thought I'd point that out. I don't know why I did that, but hey, can't go back. Getting better at this. Please, 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 please. I want to... Alright. I'm going to press the Y button. It's going to be 83. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. I'm a god. I'm a god. I didn't miss any... I think this is the first time I've not missed moons in Sand. Sand 2 is really difficult not to miss moons, in my opinion. But I did it. I tried to dab this way, but my dabbing arm was here. And now it's just really awkward. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I did dab upward, and it was humiliating. That was just not... That was not good. That did not feel good. So we're just going to move past it. What am I doing? Did I buy the clown outfit? I didn't buy the clown costume. Okay. What I guess we'll do is... I don't want to route this in, actually. I think I'm... Okay. All right. So we'll change into the pirate outfit at the very end, right before leaving Metro. And we'll just skip shop at the end of Metro. And I think that's how we salvage the route. Okay, cool. 8:25:56. Nice. So I am going to try and finish. I'm going to try and finish Odyssey tomorrow. I'm going to try and finish All Moons tomorrow. Which means it's going to be lake, luncheon, Moon Dump, Darker Side, Lost, Ruined. There's no way I can finish Odyssey tomorrow. I could do an extra long stream, but nah, I don't want to. We'll finish it. We'll finish it when I get to where I'm going. All right, well, that's going to be it for me. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this. If you like long-form Odyssey content, feel free to like and subscribe. If you like the political content, feel free to like and subscribe. If you don't like any of it, still like and subscribe. Yeah, I stream on Twitch 1 to 3 p.m. on weekdays, Eastern Daylight Time, Eastern Time. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful life. Have a great day. Bye.